we all are aware of these issues and we're concerned, and I think that's why we talk about it. And I don't think that we can be afraid to talk about it.
With Joker now less than 2 weeks from release, critics and the fan community are already musing over what has been discussed as the dangers of the film and the titular character's portrayal, whether they've seen the movie or not. The conversation posits that as a film about a deranged man whose mental breakdown leads to deadly violence, it could be unintentionally portraying the Joker as a heroic or an inspirational figure. I had a very different read of the film, which I gave a 10 out of 10. As I wrote in IGN's review, Joker the film may ask viewers to empathize with its central protagonist, but it doesn't ask us to forgive him for his increasingly evil choices. As many real-world parallels and inspirations can be uncomfortably drawn from Arthur's descent into violent madness, the film still knows he's deranged and not to be romanticized, merely understood. A glance at headlines online from critics who have seen the origin story film gives an idea of the points being raised in these conversations. A search for the words Joker dangerous movie yields a slew of tweets calling the film, quote, dangerous, or expressing the fear that it could inspire more violence in an era of relentlessly cyclic mass shootings by domestic terrorists. It was in light of this wave of ongoing criticism and fears about the Joker film that I asked both director Todd Phillips and actor Joaquin Phoenix for their response to those concerns at the film's press junket in LA last week.
I don't think it's the responsibility of a filmmaker to teach the audience morality or the difference between right or wrong. I mean, to me, I think that that's obvious. I think if you have somebody that has that level of emotional disturbance, I think that they can find fuel anywhere. And so I just don't think that you can function that way. I mean, the truth is, you don't know what is going to be the fuel for somebody, and it might very well be your question. It might be this moment, right? But you can't function in life saying, well, I can't ask that question for the small chance that somebody might be affected by that question, right? I wouldn't ask you to do that, right? I wouldn't ask you to censor yourself.
There have been a lot of think pieces written by people who proudly state they haven't even seen the movie and they don't need to. I would just argue that you might want to watch the movie, you might want to watch it with an open mind, and because ultimately what the movie is saying, the movie makes statements about lack of love, childhood trauma, lack of compassion in the world. And I think people can handle that message.
It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for all of us. I think we all are aware of these issues and we're concerned, and I think that's why we talk about it. And I don't think that we can be afraid to talk about it.
Art provokes responses, and complicated art provokes complicated responses. While I don't believe Joker glamorizes this obviously disturbed and fictional individual, the conversation online about Todd Phillips' film certainly showcases the fascinating and myriad ways people can interpret the same work of art. It also speaks to the power of Joker's impactful narrative and Joaquin Phoenix's captivating, unsettling performance to yield such passionate and varied reactions. We'll have more coverage on Joker in the weeks ahead. In the meantime, check out our Joker review and watch the final trailer for the film. And as always, be sure to follow and subscribe to IGN.